significant inside the center of the Swiss Alps. Got comfortable the middle of the snow-shrouded tops and the thick, old forests. Stood the impressive Mount Craigslist, a rising above sentinel of rock and ice, its harsh pinnacle penetrating the sky. Canvassed in a nature of mystery and dread, the mountain was mumbled to be creepy by an old, malevolent, a poisonous soul that pursued individuals who thought for even one moment to meander into its chilly embrace. Among the people who had heard the tales of the mountain's scold was Alex, a painstakingly prearranged hiker with a yearn for experience and an immovably settled interest for the neglected world, undaunted by the mumbled counsels. He passed on an autonomous endeavor to defeat the climax of, not completely settled to unravel the secrets that lay mystery inside its chilly profundities. As Alex pushed toward the groundwork of the mountain, the air turned out to be conspicuously colder, and a spooky calm plunged upon the scene. The once powerful green meadows were as of now canvassed in a thick layer of snow, and the trees, their branches turned and curved like skeletal fingers, stayed as tranquil sentinels watching the secrets of the mountain, setting up camp at the base. Alex wrapped up included by a brutal, peaceful, broken solely by a discontinuous tornado that whistled through the trees. As night diminished, the temperature plunged, and the sky was changed into an inky range spotted with endless shining stars. Disregarding the biting cold, Alex couldn't shake off the tendency that he was being watched. The sensation of restlessness slithered into his heart, a chilling care that he was following some great people's example in this melancholy wild. Startlingly, a blood-curdling yell entered the calm, resonating through the valley and sending a shock of dread through Alex's veins. Climbing from his tent, his heart thumping in his chest, Alex separated the ecological components, his eyes running starting with one shadow, then onto the next, searching for the wellspring of the yell. In any case, basically nothing still needed to be worked out. Only the huge range of snow and the tranquil boondocks, washed in the pale night gleam. As he stayed there, shivering powerless, a low, guttural growl radiated from the haziness, sending a shiver down Alex's spine. The sound was bass, lustful, and it seemed to emanate from the real profundities of the mountain. Alex's blood ran cold. He understood that he was following after some admirable people. Something faint and harmful was out there, sneaking in the shadows, keeping it together for him. With a surge of adrenaline, he blended again into his tent, his mind running with fear. That night, Alex combat for his life. An enormous, shadowy figure ascended out of the haziness, its eyes shining with a creepy red light. The creature reeled at Alex, its snares tearing at his tissue, its breath hot and hostile. Alex fought back with every ounce of fortitude he had, but the creature was areas of strength for exorbitantly. He was pounded to the ground, his vision clouding as the creature organized to convey the last blow. Comparatively, as the creature raised its arm, a blinding glint of light immersed the campsite. The creature yelled in trouble, its design dissolving into a murkiness of dim smoke. Alex lay there, gasping for air, his body pulsating but alive. The blizzard subsided, uncovering a fresh night sky stacked up with stars. Alex stumbled back to his tent, his cerebrum floundering from the alarming experience. He had made do, yet the experience had made a super durable engraving on his soul. The next day, Alex dove Mount Craigslist, leaving the creepy mountain and the chilling memory of the dangerous soul that creepy its apex is. He conveyed the contribution in him, an update that haziness a portion of the time conceals in the most unexpected spots, and that a couple of secrets are best left undisturbed. Settled significant inside the center of the spurned wild, far from the compass of improvement, stood the troubling Craigslist Hotel, a remainder of a memorable neglected period. It's gotten through woods mumbling accounts of a malevolent soul that creepy its jumbled profundities. Neighborhood tales examined a tormented soul got inside the cabin's walls, a worrisome component searching for counter upon the people who truly viewed as meandering into its space. William, a young and intrepid explorer driven by a voracious interest for the dark, was enamored by the cabin's contemptible standing. Despite the cautions of nearby individuals, He felt compelled to loosen up the privileged insights that lay mystery inside its spoiling walls. As William pushed toward the cabin, a recognizable quietness wrapped him, the air thick with a loathsome serenity that seemed to push descending on his genuine soul. The rising above pines that enveloped the hotel stood like calm sentinels, their twisted branches coming towards the sky like in a purposeless undertaking to keep away from the malicious that sneaked inside. The genuine hotel was an exhibition of the movement of time, its once fabulous facade now crumbling and dried out. The paint took from the walls, revealing persevered through wood that groaned under the greatness of its own arrangement of encounters. The windows, as vacant eyes, looked out into the dimness, their profundities concealing untold secrets. With a shiver hand, William pushed open the squeaking entrance, the sound resounding through the quietness like a characteristic of the end. He wandered into the cabin, the flat-smelling fragrance of clammy wood and decay filling his noses. Dust particles moved in the powerless night shine that filtered through the messy windows, projecting long, unusual shadows that seemed to wriggle and reshape on the walls. The air inside the cabin was thick with an oppressive vibe of dread, like the very walls were stopping their breathing, clutching discharge the aversions that lay inside. William felt a chill run down his spine as he saw frail, remarkable pictures cut into the wooden bars, pictures that seemed to sparkle with a stunning glow in the gleaming candlelight. As the night broadened, the quietness was broken by a low, guttural growl that seemed to ooze from the real profundities of the hotel. A cool tornado moved all through the room, smothering the candles, leaving William in complete murkiness. Debilitated with fear, William focused on his ears, tuning in for any sound that could signal the presence of the dangerous soul. Then, he heard it, the frail padding of steps battling against famous misfortune him. His heart beat in his chest as he turned, his eyes running around in the duskiness. A creepy ghost arose before him, its construction clear, its eyes sparkling with an unnerving red light. The component's mouth reshaped into a wretched grin, revealing lines of incredibly sharp teeth. Dread got a handle on William's heart as the component hurried at him, its bone-chilling touch crawling him out. He yelled, his voice resonating through the obscurity, but no one came to his aid. Comparably as the component planned to strike, a blinding flash of light inundated the hotel, followed by a shocking thunder. The substance yelled, its construction dissolving into a dimness of trash, leaving a holding-up scent of sulfur. William lay there, wheezing for air, his body shaking from the sheer fear of his experience. He had scarcely moved away from the grasp of the malevolent soul, a chilling sign of the haziness that sneaked inside the Craigslist hotel. The next morning, William got away from the hotel, leaving the chilling memories of his startling preliminary. He conveyed with him a newfound respect for the power of the extraordinary, an update that once in a while, the most beyond ludicrous disturbing favored bits of knowledge are best left undisturbed. In the center of the demolished, current a dead zone, got comfortable the middle of rising above chimney stack stacks and the skeletal leftover pieces of abandoned handling plants, stood the troubling Craigslist creation line, a remainder of a previous time, its once clamoring equipment presently calm in spite of everything, its walls covered in a ghastly quietness, mumbles of a malevolent soul. An irritable component found inside its decaying profundities had long made an unpropitious, concealed region over the plant, upsetting even the most difficult spirits. Among individuals who thought for even a second to meander into the modern office's chilling embrace was TV. A young metropolitan explorer driven by an insatiable interest for the neglected world. Despite the cautions of nearby individuals, he felt compelled to loosen up the mysteries that lay mystery inside its rough cutoff points. As TV pushed toward the modern office, an upsetting inclination settled upon him. The air created profound, conveying with it an unpleasant calm that was broken only by the despairing resonation of wind whistling through the destroyed windows. The assembling plant itself transmitted a nature of dismissal, its paint stripping, its equipment rusted and clogged with weeds, its windows like void eyes looking out into the haziness. Wandering inside, TV was incorporated by the flat-smelling fragrance of soggy concrete and old device. Dust particles moved in the powerless nightfall that isolated through the grime-covered windows, projecting long, twisted shadows that got across the walls like astonishing phantoms. The air was thick with a perceivable sensation of dread, like the modern office itself was stopping its breathing, believing that the subsequent will uncover its special experiences. As TV explored the modern office's faintly lit rooms, he felt a creating sensation of restlessness. Objects seemed to move in his periphery vision, and the squeaking boards of ground surface under his feet appeared like mumbles from a previous time. A chill ran down his spine as he saw frail, unprecedented pictures cut into the handling plant's walls. Pictures that seemed to wriggle and change with the glimmering candlelight. That night, as TV lay in a memorable, neglected office seat, a surge of cold fear washed over him. The calm was broken by a low, guttural growl that seemed to emanate from the very walls. A cool hurricane moved all through the assembling plant, covering the candles, leaving TV in complete shadowiness. Fear got a handle on his heart as he heard steps padding across the floor, growing closer over the long hall. A creepy phantom arose before him, its design clear, its eyes shimmering with a stunning red light. The component's mouth bent into a detestable grin, uncovering lines of hazardously sharp teeth. Television yelled, yet his voice was lost in the extreme calm of the assembling plant. He endeavored to get away, but his legs felt like lead, inadequate to redirect him from the alarming soul. The substance bounced at him, its cold touch sending a shock of fear through his veins. Likewise, as the substance reached promise him, a blinding blast of light submerged the plant, followed by a dazzling thunder. The component yelled, its design dissolving into a dimness of flotsam and jetsam, leaving a holding up scent of sulfur